esabali yoboncherere no murobere koletwa sole nigeta seniki ya Ndizi TV na inte Frida Kerugo asokomerana na boncherere elinde batosemia na kiba tagete oboncherere bwabo ntera kitinyi abanyere kwa bakobeka asokwene kina ebirengo byo boncherere ngo kina birekera litko omanchi murire ikaransa oike chinga kitokome no moncherere oyo mokoro tseme chiga cha daraja 2 elinde atoerera na kiacha rigete oboncherere bwaye na boigogo ikabona igabuna akinire ase aigoiro boncherere bonde ase chinseme chiga inyara asense motiche mitandao asense ya Facebook na bakatinya gwetera Ndizi TV News Digital na boiga asense ya YouTube na bakatinya gwetera Ndizi TV News asense ya website na bakatinya gwetera www.ndizitv.co.ke no kwariga ni bene elinde tosange ase obwamo. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Nango.
Anti mabe.
Idinadi.
Happy mabe.
Karibu sana mpenzi mtazamaji, angependa kujua unaitwa nani na hapa ni wapi tulipo na ni biashara gani unajihusisha nayo?
By name I'm Jerry Mokongo Nyalala. I do hail from Migori County, Nyatike Sub-County, Got Kachola Division. At this place where we are, I'm at Daraja Mbili Market, and that's where I'm doing my business of watermelon. I do bring it here in wholesale. Yeah.
Pengine mpenzi mtazamaji angependa kujua hii biashara yako ulianza lini na ni kwa nini ulichagua hii biashara ya watermelon?
Mainly here in Kisii, I came with this business just last year, that's 2021 May. I decided to start this after a long journey of life, which mainly by profession I'm a teacher. I'm a qualified teacher. I've taught in primary school. After training to be a primary school teacher, a P1 primary school teacher, that's long way back in 1992. For 6 years after training, I worked as a primary teacher, employed by TSC. I decided to go back to school, of which I was able to go to and do my degree in education. Fortunately, it was not in Kenya, it was in Southern Africa, Lesotho. That was 98 to 2002. From then, after graduating, I worked as a high school teacher in Lesotho from the year 2002 to 2015. Then I came back to Kenya in 2015. For 3 years, I decided to venture into farming, mainly farming of watermelon. That was in Nyatike. That's 2015, 2016, 2017.
Sasa hebu turudi nyuma kidogo.
Yes.
Ukaacha kuwa mwalimu ukakuja ukakuwa mkulima.
Yes.
Na ukapanda watermelon.
Yes.
Sasa hizi watermelon ulikuwa unazifanyia nini?
Now, mainly the watermelon I was producing were bought fortunately by the person who owned this stall where I am. The late Ochieng is the one who started watermelon in Kisii here. Now, when I got market from him, he bought my watermelon several times. Yes, I was producing, he was coming and buying from me. And I got interested into watermelon. Then 2018, I decided to go back to teaching, but I was still growing watermelon. But now it was at a university level. So I taught at Great Lakes University as a lecturer for 2018, 2019, 2020. That's when the COVID broke in. We started working on, we were teaching now online. So the whole of 2020, we were teaching online. Come 2021, I decided to get back to business now full time.
Pengine mpenzi mtazamaji angependa kuelewa mbona hukuchagua matunda mengine ukachagua tu watermelon?
Yeah, I had a background of watermelon. You remember I said from 2015, I ventured into growing watermelon. So now I had got content of how I could grow it and sell it, 1. 2, had got contact with so many people who were dealing with watermelon. So getting it was not a problem, not only locally, but from other countries. Now I got more interest in watermelon than other fruits, though not that I did not like them. I like it, but I was not so much interested in watermelon than the others.
Sasa ukachukua step ya kwanza kuuza watermelon. Mbona ulichagua mji wa Kisii kufanyia biashara yako?
Yes, now you know with business, the most important thing in business is market. Now you look at Kisii, the population in Kisii is a bit high, and comparing, let me just start with Nyanza. The highest place, the place where watermelon is sold more than anywhere, it's in Kisii, followed by Kisumu. That's according to my local research. It's Kisii and Kisumu. But now Kisii, I told you this stall here belonged to somebody called the late Chieng. Mainly is the one who started selling watermelon here in bulk. Now, when I was growing watermelon, I was selling them to him here, of which sometimes I used to come here. So I had interest because I had known here more than even Kisumu. So that's how I got into coming into Kisii.
Yake gima omwanchi omulyereria guno igwete omonchererio yega agende tagusanga na impe naki atigete emirimo yayo yo bwalimu akaimukiyo tambo kirikyo chaka konya chi watermelon asense meyega ya daraja 2 kolinde korwa asense meyaye ni gato semiriguna ekerote tegochaka obonchereria bwabo nigo bweneta kwaligereria ase okonyora echiro kigima asense meyaye nigo akore tobotuti nabo gakwane kibuna ense yega ya Gusii ase chiro ya daraja 2 no aranya ko bagakonia chi watermelon chai na boigo kwenyorera engeri yayo. Sasa umefika mji wa Kisii ukaacha kupanda watermelon. Sasa wewe kwa upande wako unatoa wapi hizi watermelon unauza?
First, I've not left growing it totally. I have people who sometimes work on the background, but mainly the watermelon we sell here come from various areas. One, from Migori County, along the lake region, it does very well. That's when you start from Muhoro, you get to Kadem, especially around area called Kabuto. You go to Karungu, you go to Gusii. That's along the lake region. We get a lot of watermelon from there. But sometimes, most of the time in fact, when watermelon, we find that now there is the production is a bit low, we go to Uganda. Watermelon from Uganda, sometimes we find that it reaches here even at a cheaper cost than the one we get here. In some other areas, some other times, we go to Eastern. Mostly, we go to Mingi, around those areas, we get it. A number of times, we have gone even up to Mwea. Personally, I've traveled there. We get watermelon, bring it here. Of late, when we had a lot of a problem now getting watermelon, we got watermelon from Peketoni. All the way from there, we get it here. Sometimes with some problems in that the transport cost might be high, but we find that sometimes when it is there in plenty, the cost of production is low for them. We get them at a cheaper cost so that it balances with the transport cost. Mainly those are the areas, and sometimes we go to Uganda, to Tanzania. So Tanzania, Uganda, the places out of Kenya, those are the places where we get melon from.
Umezungumzia kwamba nani alikuonyesha hiyo market ya watermelon ndio ndiposa uende hizo watermelon?
Most of the time now, it's just, then we make calls. Sometimes we use WhatsApp, sometimes we call. Whenever we hear that there is melon from such and such an area, we make calls. They send us through WhatsApp. We see the type, the quality, the quantity, then we make order. If it's far that we do not travel, yeah, that's how we do it.
Pengine ukikombea biashara yako ya watermelon na haya matunda mengi
other fruits, but what I see is that generally the only difference is that the production. Watermelon has into them, but as at now, specifically based on this watermelon.
Utashikilia hapo kidogo, tukirudi utanielezea ni challenges zipi wewe unapitia ama ni changamoto zipi wewe unapitia katika hii biashara yako. Kabla kigima omwanchi omuliyede na oigwete omoncherere yiga wechi watermelon agenda tabato semia nga kirachi bicha na bwo kumutumira agwetera asense meli ya WhatsApp banyara kabaga koligerere na ki equality yechi watermelon yere na boy gondire ngo kibiri aganepye asoko ene kibuna ebirengo byechi watermelon konyango kinabere chiro ya ego sti watermelon cha yako rwatsinse chiri chesiko na bwo korwa kitazamaji ya ego sti watermelon cha yako rwatsinse chiri chesiko na bwo korwa kitazamaji angependa kuelewa katika upande wako, do you satisfy your consumers needs?
We try very much to satisfy them, but one major problem is this fluctuation. You may find that a week may pass, that your load you brought, like you see now, mainly most of our consumers around here need bigger sizes. When you go and get your consignment, you may find it's a mixture, and the bigger sizes go the first time. So the next 2, 3, 4 days before you bring another consignment, you find that now people are struggling. They get the ones which they do not need. It's just because of fluctuation. Otherwise, with the time, we hope that as we go by, capital comes in, we may be satisfied.
Omwanchi omuliyede totora so mutima komo keigo kulende tokoyira na tobasago sikatosa konyegera ntokomanye amangi.
Ndizi TV obwenso bw'omugusi nigo bono yakonikiru ndekerene nego kurentera chibiche chinkia na boigo chinkeno nukukigima na bogo tonyora asorogo nkorbo gusi niji county chito etanaine una county ya Kisii, Nyamira, Homa Bay, Bomet, Kisumu, Migori nichisemo chinde chinyinge nigo kotonyora aside kode ya Star Times channel 195, Go TV channel 824 na free to air decoders, digital TV na smart TVs. Scania TV yao na boigo onchore ilio yao igo yenyore. Ndizi TV nigo turine kirenga ekigo korentera emerubuli emerunge chinka kichonsi. Ndizi TV enyagitari ya Worldfit Health Center iyigo toka imejumu chokisi nigikorwa bokorori bwa conventional medicine, nutritional medicine na herbal medicine.
We are professionals, tunabanyagitari tusomete enchira ya kawaida yo kurwalia marwaire tukuruka nga conventional medicine, nutritional medicine and herbal in Malaysia. So ekero montago chisinya gitari yeito ntuto make sure nga tuapimiro murwaire bya twakorera diagnosis
boigo mbugwato bokorera bonde buna general consultation okolengwa as laboratory, nutrition services, nutritional assessment, weight management, sports nutrition, natural and organic eating, plant-based nutrition, no bondo bonge.
So na kito karo montachi to bisi to make sure nga twa device nutritionally na kia koirena nga kia guitanga ko soko nyora marwe ito gutumia amarioga kawaida aito gutera to na conventional medicine tuatumia mariogo akurwa sendagira munabono vitamins ama fatty acids na ndito mwenye gutumia amariogo akurukunga herbal medicine no tole enyomba ya Uhuru Plaza Gabo Songo goroba ya gatatu erumu 307A and then tubuate branch mu Eldoret enyumba ya Kogo Plaza first floor room 2 and then tubuate branch ndumuchi Okaratina opposite Absa Bank.
Worldfit Health Center. We are different, best because we have knowledge on how to treat using both ways. omurigireria asamangana yugo saseria na korolekana komesete kigima busi bwabande richi bunerimo Palamax Executive Spa and Baba ekeneke nyosi asuku gingirwa emetindo au yekerero na korolekana komesete boigo mbabwato bukoreribwa massage magiga yuko gingirwa na gukorerwa steam bath bedikiwa na manikiwa usokoroisigwa chinchara chamagoko na maguru na kurusigwa risangwa liririo mire na ritari korolekana buya onye bwanchete gonchori yetuke yao chirangi na korolekana numunguso kegima ika Palamax Executive Spa and Baba nigo bagotoka imiyumu chukisi asamagacho akwanza plaza rirongoria kabere asipara ya Kisii Migori Highway gusoba kirisime asenamba enoti isano na ibere enoti kianda isano na ibere inye isano na ibere isano nemo isano na isatu eyemo Palamax Executive Spa and Baba. Soa asumutandao insemo ya YouTube urikirieta Ndizi TV News abo no konyora chibicha siabarya baito bemerubrio ao voigo tonyore as Facebook buna Ndizi TV News aigano Ndizi TV News obwansu Gusii.
Kigima omwanche muri yabwegeta seni kia Ndizi TV na ndengo kwaligania asensemo ya kabere chinga kitogende gusanga no monchereria kurwega sensemo cha daraja 2 oyogende gotoerera na kia chagete obonchereria bwa yego ika bono iga nyora asensemo chiche michandao asensemo ya Facebook na bagotonyera gwitera Ndizi TV News Digital na bagiga sensemeri ya YouTube na bagotonyera gwitera Ndizi TV News asensemo ya website na bagotonyera gwitera www.ndizitv.or.ke. Sasa mpenzi mtazamaji angependa kujua katika uuzaji wa watermelon ni changamoto zipi zile ambazo unapitia?
That one I would say we have quite a lot. Just as in any other business, with watermelon, one major problem I've mentioned it even before is the fluctuation. You may find that sometimes watermelon is mainly needs warmth, and that's why along Lake region you find it a lot. But production sometimes fluctuates. By that time, then you find the customers would have a problem. You don't get it, and they also don't get it. That's one major problem. The other major problem is it's a very perishable good. And if it's not treated well, especially from the garden, there is a lot of rot. You may come with watermelon of around 12 tons, and also almost half of it go into drain. That's one thing, if at all the treatment is not done very well down there. You may get a consignment at a good price. For instance, I will tell you, to get a lorry from Peketoni to here, because of that fluctuation, we pay 90,000 for it to come from there. Now, to get a profit out of that, it's a problem for us here, but fluctuation, cost of transport, and perishability becomes a bigger problem.
Wewe kama mwanabiashara wa watermelon, ukiangalia watermelon, unajuaje hii watermelon imekomaa?
That one I'm taking you to school now. Value kama imeachana ndani bob, hiyo inaonekana imeachana ndani, imeiva kabisa, ama ilianguka imeachana ndani. Hiyo ukikata, when it comes a bit whiter, that one it's ripening. So there are a number of ways of knowing. Myself, if you are here, I would just point to you that watermelon. Then you also look at the tip like this one here. If it is completely green and it is hairy, that one is not mature enough. But it has to go and dry. Even if it's not dry, but the hairy part of it has come out. You come and look at this one here. Once it has dried, it turned to become completely red. Now you look at the color.
Kwa upande wako pengine ulituambia hapo awali kwamba unaletewa hizi watermelon kutoka zile sehemu za Uganda, Tanzania, na kama customer wako atakuwa amekuletea watermelon zenye hazijaiva, wewe unafanya nini?
That's a major challenge, although I never mentioned it. For watermelon which we do not go and collect by ourselves, that's another challenge because we use people who are there. They might send you pictures, but watermelon, when they grow, not every one of them come at the same time. So you find in one main garden, others are already ripe, others are still green. But when they bring it, it will be a mixture. Now, that one, when it comes from a different place, you don't have any other way because they want. But other people, sometimes other farmers would understand because they are customers. The next time they give you a little more, maybe even 500 kg or 700 kg on top to cover for that. Then the other one, some of them might reach here before they are fully ripe. But once they are mature, after 1, 2, 3, 1 week, you find they also just ripe and you sell them. But that's one major problem.
Pengine mpenzi mtazamaji angependa kuelewa ni umuhimu gani or ni advantage gani iko wakati mwanabiashara anaenda mahali pa kujichukulia bidhaa zenye anauza yeye mwenyewe?
That one, there is a lot of advantages. For one, you will pick the fruits you know these ones are ripe. That's one. Two, you will bargain with the farmer to the fullest. Three, if at all you are even booked with some money and you find that the quantity and quality which you have does not fit what you want, you will not have sent your money, you will not have lost your money, you will get your money with you. As opposed to sending money, the product comes, you do not know what you have. Sometimes, for instance, the watermelon we get from distant areas, they are sold in two different ways. We have grade 1 and grade 2. So you might send money for grade 1, but they mix for you grade 1 and grade 2. If you go by yourself, you take only grade 1.
Yakijima omanche mojeria buna odwete omoncherero yiga agotosemia nere buyabuna yo monchereria kwenda kweoyeria ebintu biri okonya yo monyene ekiagera nabo konyara kumbagi nabo gokonyora equality eriotagete nabo nabo konyora ebintu ebironge konyara kubago koneria customer chiabo ebintu obire buya. Mpenzi mtazamaji angependa kuelewa, on your side, how do you retain your customers?
Our customers, mainly for myself, what I did is that anybody who comes and buy here, whether one piece or in bulk, like when we bring them, people come here and buy them in sacks. Every customer who comes, I talk to them and ask them if they can leave me with their phone numbers. And any time when the consignment is coming, I've grouped them into the areas. I have people from Kisii town, I have from Nyamira, I have from Homa Bay, I have from Rongo, I have from Oyugis. Those are my major areas. Now, when on my way coming or when the consignment is coming, I start calling by the Kisii. I call almost everybody. Tell them,
priority.
Yes, they come because they are near. I go to Nyamira, call them. Just mentioning they are coming. I don't just send messages. I call them one by one. Then with that, they see that I value them. And therefore, those who are able to come will come. Others will tell me I'm coming on such and such a day. I do that. There are people who come from far and they tell me I want this and please, if possible, select for me this and keep aside. I do that. With that, we create that rapport and therefore I retain them with that. Yes.
Sometimes do you supply your watermelons to specific people?
Which use watermelon, although not in very big quantities. You find some of them just need 10 pieces per week. So what I do when I come, theirs are chosen and I keep aside. I call them, they tell me on such and such day we are picking. Then we have also customers from far who do not come here. I know I have a customer from Nyamira who the last time we saw each other was last year May. But not a single consignment come, and even that one you call, we select for them, we weigh, we send them.
Nje anakutazama kuhusiana na hii biashara yako.
My main advice to all business people will not end easily, because it's a type of food, and the time in which we are, people have valued it. Many people know the value of fruits. The major thing is that we try to talk to the farmers, even the areas where there is potential, do something that's going to help us. We go to these areas. When we go, we advise others to continue producing, and even those who have not started, to get them easily, than traveling to Uganda, traveling to Mpeketoni, when along the lake region here, for example, this, you can get